Welcome back, everybody, to another Jack with the Soccer Bro video here with the Sandy Nanners in week 8, I do believe, of their volleyball league. And welcome back to the JOSB SN network for this game. Yes, we're playing volleyball here as Allison starts things off for the Sandy Nanners with an errant serve that will fall short of the net. The Sandy Nanners today are facing off against I'd Hit That. Yes, that is indeed their name. And now let's meet the squad very quickly here. Collin in the front left, Gavin in the front middle, Jack front right. Max is there on the ball, up to Collin. We'll meet the rest of them in a second here as Collin gets another hand to that one, which definitely was off the net, but the point will fall for the Sandy Nanners here. We already met Allison. She had the first serve, now currently in the back middle, and that is Aubree stepping into the front right-hand position from this camera view. Jack's first serve of the day. Nice little floater into the middle there. Max has all day to get under that one. Does well for Aubree. And then Jack's the guy to send that thing over. It gets sent straight back over to Jack, to Collin. Gavin's going to go over the net, and this time it's not going to fall. That was very similar to a hit he had in one of the more recent games. That one just happened to be in, and this one just happened to fall out of bounds. I hope you all enjoyed your 4th of July week as the Sandy Nanners enjoyed their break as we are back in smoggy, central western-ish Wisconsin for this one, as another point from Collin will fall for the Sandy Nanners here to tie it back up at 2 apiece in this one. The rotation for the Nanners is a little bit different in this one, starting off with Allison at serve instead of Jack, and then also starting off running with a front three consisting of Collin, Gavin, and Jack to try to start the game off aggressively, as Collin gets a chance to hit that one, and he will end up landing the point there to give the Nanners their first lead of the game in this one. Gavin gets another serve here, sends that one into the back row. Nice return there, so it's going to get hit over in 2. Jack is all day on that one. Good little 1-2 play by Collin. Does not get the service he would like to send that thing over, as that hit is going to fall out of bounds after going off of the net here. Gavin getting the first real run of serves here for any player on any team in this one. As I apologize once again, commentator's curse there, as Gavin loses the point there to make it 4-3 here for the Sandy Nanners in this one. We'll take this momentary break in the action early on to ask you guys to subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet, as that serve is going to fly out of bounds after a call from Gavin to Jack to leave that one alone. Yes, as I was saying, we would like you to subscribe to the channel here for more Sandy Nanner content, for more Subnautica content, for whatever content, as that serve is going to fly deep and knock, like I said, I don't know anybody's names, to knock sleeves on the ground there. I think that's what we'll call her today. And Collin very quickly is up with another serve. This one's going to get sent straight back over. Gavin gets 2 hands to it, and Collin does well to recover to send it over. Smacked straight back at Gavin. Gavin to Aubree. Aubree to Max. Max goes over with it. Red Tank sends it up. Aubree is going to get it, and that's definitely a carry. It's going to get played anyway. Gavin calls Jack away from that ball. Max sends it over here, and it will land as a point there. That definitely was not an illegal hit whatsoever by Max on that one. But a point is a point. 7-3 is the early lead for the Nanners here as Collin keeps his run of serves going. He is still 100% on the season here, as that one is going to fly out of bounds. Last touch by Max on the block. And like I was saying, Collin is still a 100% server for the Sandy Nanners in this league, which, considering we are already past the mid-season break at this point, that is an impressive number to be hitting. As it is the lady in the purple up for the server. Nice high floating underhand ball. Gavin does really well to get under that one, send it straight up. Max has a chance to kill it. Doesn't do so, but it's kept in play here. This time, Max will land the kill off of the setup from the other team. That went straight to his large 6'3" frame, and however long that wingspan is. As Aubree gets her first serves here in this one, it's going to get sent straight back over, and it will fall on the line there off of the one touch. That's a quick point. That's a good point for I'd Hit That on that one. But the lead is still 3 points in favor of the Sandy Nanners early on here. Serves up. Underway. Nice hard ball. Collin does well to get under that one. Sends it just over the net, though, out of the reach of Jack. It gets back Gavin. Allison. Jack has a chance to kill this one. Smacks that thing down. That was a hard hit ball there from Jack in the front row. That's why he's been moved up to starting in the front row in this game this week. We'll see how that rotation is. We'll see how that rotation does. It'll be interesting to see if next week the Sandy Nanners will stick to it or revert back to their original one. Max is going to set it up for Allison. Allison goes up for Jack once again. Spikes down, blocked. Max has a chance here. He sends that thing right up over. Jack has a chance to block the ball, or he does not, as it hits the net and goes down regardless of his efforts at the net there. And the Sandy Nanners have now doubled. I'd hit that early on in this one, 10-5, as Max sends that serve over there. A great spot on that one in between the two on the right-hand side to get another point for the Sandy Nanners early on in this one. It's been a good season up to date for the Sandy Nanners. We do believe that they are third in the standings here as Max once again wins another point with that underhand serve. Still not sure how he does, like, it's such a consistent serve, you know, it's a nice underhand. He puts it in the same spot just about every time, except for that one. But it scores points more often than you'd think it would, as that one from Gavin is going to fall down into the middle of everybody there. But hey, it's still a double to nothing, basically, lead here for the Sandy Nanners. 12-6 as we are entering the middle phase of this game. Collin has an interesting starting position there. It's a lot of space in the back left if they could exploit it here, but they don't. They go straight to Aubree with that one. Max sends it up for Jack, doesn't have a chance to kill it. He gets the block, but it's going to fall down on the Sandy Nanner side of the net, getting blocked into his own net on that one by Jack. 12-7 still, though, is the score. A 5-point lead for the Nanners. This one's going to go straight to Collin. His advanced positioning helping him out there. As Jack is going to hit that thing, and it's going to fly. Might have been out of bounds there. I think he was saved by the opponent on the I'd hit that team. But as we've said earlier in this one, a point is a point regardless of how it's won. As Allison gets her second chance at serves here. Let's see if she can do a little bit better than that first one was. This one is going to fly over the net, and it's going to be a point there from Allison. Okay. That short serve ending up being really potent there on that one. Can she replicate that same serve? As that's an unfortunate bounce. Bear with us for a second. She'll be back in frame in a second to serve this ball. There we go. And that one is going to fly over the net this time at least, but out of bounds on that side. It's not just a smoggy one, though, here in Wisconsin. It is very windy. Allison has to hit that big to get it over, and she does not quite do that. It is windy. I don't know if you can see that tree in the background and how much it's moving, but that is certainly playing a factor in this game here. The ball is going to want to fly towards the grassy side of the field here, and also in the direction that ball is going there. Collin sends this one straight over. It's going to get sent straight back over, and it's well left by Aubree to make it a 6-point game from victory and a 6-point game from tie for I'd Hit That and the Sandy Nanners in this one, as I'd say we're entering the back phase of this one, the last, 6 points or so. Jack puts a vicious spin on that thing. It gets well returned, but not well returned enough, as Collin will kill that thing then and there. What is Jack cooking on these serves here? That spin was wacky. What does he do with this one? Looks like he puts a little bit of a backspin on that one, and that backspin will send that thing flying way out of bounds there. 16-10, though. It's looking like it's a pretty assured win for the Sandy Nanners in this one. I'd Hit That, and the Sandy Nanners might already be looking to game 2 in this one. Sleeves lady gets her second batch of serves here, a similar high ball to the first one. Collin gets a chance to kill that one. It gets well recovered, still in play here, and then sent over. Allison is going to cut Max off on that one. Aubree gets there for Collin, who hits it down hard. Well hit by, I don't know how to describe you. Allison calmly gets there. Collin goes to Gavin. Gavin heads it high in the middle, slaps straight back over. Gavin's there, and Collin, if they just switched spots, would have had that point. But a little bit of a scramble there between Gavin and Collin in the front row to let that point fall for I'd Hit That. And that one is going to fly. Max ends up leaving that one there. He sized it up for a second before choosing to leave it and letting it fly out of bounds for a Sandy Nanner point in this one. Gavin's serve. He's been a very consistent server as the season has gone on. He might have had some struggles in the beginning here as Collin gets a foot to that ball, but it's still going to fall for an I'd Hit That point. I believe he might have had some struggles earlier on in the season, but in the last few games, things have really ironed out on his serve. Same thing with Max as well. A lot of the servers, really, for the Sandy Nanners have come alive as of late in this one. Obviously, Allison is a relatively new addition to the squad, so we can give her some time as that ball is going to fly into the middle. Not a soul moved for that one until it was too late to get to. as I was saying though, a lot of the players for the Nanners that have been there for the vast majority of the season have really ironed out their serves here, and you've been able to see it. Like, the change, both statistically and just from watching the games, is very tangible in this one. As the Sandy Nanners, it is worth pointing out, are missing Jada for the very first time this season. So let's see if that could play an effect in this one. It hasn't yet so far, as Collin is going to lose his 100% serve rate. No. Think of the stats, young blood. Oh. That's fine. That's okay. It had to happen eventually. Not everybody can be perfect. Nobody can be perfect serving throughout a whole season. This league goes from May into August. It would be almost impossible to stay 100%, as Max gets a second chance on that one. He wallops the net, though, and that point is going to be given to I'd Hit That. And it's somehow a 3-point game all of a sudden here. I was just going off on some side tangents for the last few minutes, and all of a sudden we are locked into a close one here. 3 points from victory for the Nanners and 3 points from tie game for I'd Hit That. Sandy Nanners got to lock back in, just like I got to lock back in here. A little bit of delay on the serve here, not quite so sure what that's about. Here we go, sent into the middle. Gavin does well to get that one up to Max. Max is going to send this thing straight over into a spot of sand that was left lacking and vacant by the server for I'd Hit That, as Aubree is going to get her second chance to serve in this one. These are some big points here that the Sandy Nanners need, because it is certainly closer than they thought it would be at the start of this one, as that serve is going to fly out of bounds, no doubt aided by the wind in its flight towards the out-of-bounds line there. It's a 3-point game here, and that's certainly not what the Sandy Nanners probably assumed was going to happen when they had a very early... Wow, what a serve there. What a return from Collin. It's great to do that one. Max has a chance to kill it, but it sticks alive here. This one's going to fall down on the I'd Hit That side of the net, untouched by either Jack or the man in red over there. 20-16, 1 point away from victory here, as the Sandy Nanners might just hang on to this one. That serve for Max is going to fly straight back over to him. He sets this thing on the other side of the net, and Jack gets caught sleeping at the net there. Gets a put down on his head. 20-17. A comeback certainly is not out of the question here for I'd Hit That. Let's see what she can do on her serve here, as we spot Collin once again playing high. This time it's going to fly to Gavin there. I think she tried to exploit that space left open there. That one's going to get blocked by Jack. Max has to backtrack to get there and doesn't do so well enough. 2 points is the difference here. Things might be getting a little bit tense in this one. Ooh, closer than a lot of us imagined it would be early on. The serve is going to be up. Gavin has to play that one. He does. Jack ends up sending it over into the back row here. Well settled and slapped over, and that one's going to fly out of bounds here. 21-18. The win should be here, but it certainly looks like the Sandy Nanners are going to keep playing. The intention was to play to 21 this week, but as you guys are, I'm not sure how well aware of this you guys are, but counting up to 21 is very difficult. It's very difficult regardless of if you're playing volleyball or if you're just trying to count. Not everybody can be, smart individuals. We're from Wisconsin, okay? We're not the brightest in the world either. Gavin's got a chance to kill this game here. He doesn't. Gets kept alive. He gets a second chance here, and this time Gavin will win the game for the Sandy Nanners, 22-18. 4 points being the difference there in that one. That's certainly closer than anticipated. And I think that body language from your Sandy Nanners shows that they are a little bit disappointed with that one there. But game 2 is about to get underway here. A win is a win for the Nanners. Like, on the stats sheet, it doesn't matter. Win is a win. As Allison sends that thing straight over. Allison gets it again. Sets it up for Max. Max goes to Collin, who spikes it down into the wrong side of the net. Oh, when he wound up for that thing, I had only imagined that was going to get smacked down onto the other side, but nothing doing there on that kill attempt, as that serve is going to fly out of bounds in a very similar manner to a lot of the Sandy Nanners serves from that side earlier on. We do believe that that is a lot in part from the wind, is what happened there. Was there a serve? Did I miss something? I think I might have missed something. I think there was a serve that just went not where it was intended. As that serve is going to get slapped, and Allison does well to withdraw last second and leave that one to the sand on the out of bounds side of the court, as Jack gets another batch of serves here in this one, as we are locked into a 2-2 draw early on. The hard overhand serve is going to get well returned, slapped far, straight over to Jack. Jack to Allison. Allison goes up to Collin. Collin is going to hit it just... The point says that was for I'd hit that, so I believe that fell on the Sandy Nanners side of the net, but the way Collin hit that and the way the man caught that makes it really hard to tell. Fourth wall break. I know I looked at that point for a long time in editing, trying to figure out what side of the net it actually fell on, because it was really hard to tell, as that one's going to get played up. It's going to find a good spot of sand to get to, but it gets well recovered there. 3 hits and over there. Max sends it up for Collin. Collin backwards gets that thing to the moon, and it gets well saved there. The same man who hit it the first time. A little 1-2 there. Jack's going to set this thing up for Collin, but it's going to fly to the wrong side of the net there. Jack does well to send that thing over. Was played up high once again and tipped over. Long point here, long rallies. Gavin's going to get beat on that one. He gets to it though regardless. Collin tips it over and lands the point for the Sandy Nanners. That might just be the longest point of the game, so that definitely was the longest point of the game so far for either team here. Raggedy volleyball, but hard-fought volleyball from both sides there, and all that just to tie the game at 3 early on in this one, as the Sandy Nanners have a 1-0 lead overall. This one's going to get tipped up, straight vertical, and he can't get out of the way in time to let his teammates get to that one. They're all laughing about that one. A funny little point there for the Sandy Nanners as Gavin, once again, similar to the very first game, his first batch of serves put the Sandy Nanners in a very good spot for the rest of the game here. Can he do that again in this one? This time I did not jinx him either, as he's going to get an ace. Is it an ace? I honestly don't know what the definition of an ace is on that one. But he's going to get another serve regardless after winning a point here. This one's going to get sent straight back over. Not quite. This time it will. Gavin does well to get there and sends that thing over in 1. Jack has all day to get to that ball. Sends it up for Aubree. Aubree for Max. Jack is celebrating early, and he needs to celebrate early on that one. Easiest point they'll see for the Sandy Nanners. They're perfect. 1, 2, 3. Set, spike volleyball from the Sandy Nanners in that one, as Gavin still keeps his serve going here. He's had a run of, I believe, 4 or 5. Okay, maybe not 5. 3 or 4 in a row here. And that one's going to fall just short there. Again, you know, I'm not saying commentators curse on that one, as you can hear the wind picking up there. It's a windy one. It is indeed a windy one in this game, as a nice hard serve is going to fly over to Gavin. Gavin does well to get there. Jack's going to try to send that thing over, but he doesn't put enough ketchup on that burger, and it's going to fall into the net there. 1-point game being the score line in this one here, since the Sandy Nanners weren't exactly ready for that one. Gavin was helping out the other court, and we are down to 1 camera now for the next few minutes in this game, unfortunately. But 6-5 is the score here. Once again, we have just switched perspectives on this one. Jack does well to get that thing up, and Collin ends up saving it to send it over. He gets sent high and into the pole just about. Got to be careful with that one, because if you're trying to track the ball, you could very easily lose where you are on the court and run into that pole. And let me tell you, that does not feel good. Been there myself firsthand back in the day. Certainly not this season, because, you know, that's the kind of thing that happens once and then never again, as that point will fall for the Sandy Nanners here. And Collin, after his one errant serve earlier on in this one, is back on his game once again here. That's a very good serve from here. It gets well returned there and sent over the net. Max is going to block it. Gets a second hand to it after the block touch. Sends it over. Allison is there. Max has to dive for it, and he's not going to be able to recover that thing in time to make it 8-6 in this one. Quick cut to the next serve there, and that one's going to fly into the net and give Aubree her next batch of serves in this game for the Sandy Nanners as we enter in the middle phase of this game. Locked into a 3 points in this early phase is tighter than the last one for sure, and seeing as how the last one ended, as that's a great serve from Aubree to win the point for the Nanners. But yeah, seeing how the last game ended, having your game only be separated by 3 points is not a comfortable place to be in if you're either team. If you're up by 3, you're not comfortable, and if you're down by 3, then you're certainly not comfortable, as that one's going to get well returned and sent over straight back to Aubree. Aubree manages to get there, sent back over in 1 once again. Allison gets there. Collin sends it up straight over the net. Max is not able to get the block, and that one's going to fall into Sandy Nanners sand there. I know you guys could not see that the greatest, but it is going to be a point for I to hit that to keep it a 3-point game in this one here. Not sure what the conversation was about there, but let's see what the serve can do on this side. This was going to fly out of bounds here. His shirt looks much more orange from this camera. On the The other camera, it looks red, but on this one, it looks orange. Kind of funny how colors work with cameras. Now that one's going to get sent up. Still in. Jack is going to spike that thing down. It's kept alive here. I can't even tell who hit that. Gavin's going to send that thing over far side. Well set up there. 1-2. Oh, nice little 1-2. Max does well to get to that one. Flies over Jack on there. Allison has got to set this thing up for Jack, and Jack is going to get almost beat that time. He hits it down, and it was going to be a double hit regardless there at the net from the man in the gray. I believe I'd hit that to make it a 5-point game in this one. And look who's up to serve. Max, a guy who's been very good at going on big serving runs in game 2. As a little bit of a miscommunication there up at the net will give another point for the Sandy Nanners here. What can Max cook? What can the chef do on his serves here? A nice low, hard underhand serve. Gets well recovered here. Gavin's going to send this thing into the back row. That one goes far to Max, to Allison. Allison set this thing up for Jack, who spikes that thing down with pace. And that is going to win a point for the Sandy Nanners. Double or nothing once again in this one. Or for the first time in this game, I should say. But for the second or third time in this match overall. 14-7 after some good serving runs from Max and Gavin. And they are going to run that one back, I do believe. The Sandy Nanners got one free one back in the day. I'd hit that. Is going to get one free one right here. So 14-7 is still the score as Max serves this thing up. And the point will fall for the Sandy Nanners regardless there. 15-7. Game 2 Nanners are out to play in this one. What can Max do here with this next serve? He's going to send this thing in his very similar underhand routines. That one's getting tipped up over the block of Jack. Sent straight over from Collin there. Another one. Jack has got to block that one, though, this time. Manages to adjust that left hand to get it right up over the net and send it down. And I'd hit that sand. 16-7, a 9-point margin in this one as Max sends this one a bit more to the left side. And it almost was recovered there. It is now a 10-point game for your Sandy Nanners here. A little bit of a rough start for them, but they have turned it around in the back half of this game for sure here as they enter in the third and final phase of the game. 4 points away from victory here as Max is going to serve this thing up. Underhanded once again, gets well recovered there. 3 hits and over the block of Jack. I believe that was Aubree who doing well to get there. Point is still alive here, sent over this time. Allison is there for it. Jack is going to step in to try to set that up for Gavin, I believe, but it's going to fly way over the net. Jack gets another chance here, and this time a cheeky little back set to find a vacant lot of sand there. The intention might have been to set Gavin on that. The intention might have been to score a point. Regardless, it worked. 18-7 is the score in this one. Another great serve for Max. The block does not land. Collin does well to get there and send it over. Aubree is on the sand. She gets the touch regardless. Well hit there. Max is going to do well to recover that one off the kill attempt. Allison will send this thing straight over here. Jack's going to get a chance up at the net. 50-50 ball, and the point will land for the Sandy Nanners. 19-7 as Max is going on an absolute run with these serves here. The combination of Max at the serve and Jack at the middle at the net is working perfectly for the Nanners in this one. This formation might just be what they were needing, as Jack is going to send this thing straight over. Up at the net once again here, and this time it will fall on the Sandy Nanner batch of sand after that 50-50 ball. Regardless, though, a great run of points for the Nanners there. 19-8 is the score in this one. Serve underway for I'd hit that. It goes up into the middle there. Max does well to step 2. Allison gets a second touch on it for Jack, who spikes that thing down. It's going to go up to him again, and this time it's going to fall. Once again, the point won by Jack there. He has racked up an absurd amount of blocks just from that last 5 minutes of gameplay alone. A very good run of points there for the Sandy Nanners as a whole, and we are 1 point away from game as that serve from Allison will once again fall short. Sandy Nanners will have to look to iron out that going into the next game. Speaking of the next game, this is the last game of the first batch of games for the Sandy Nanners here. What a serve! What a serve, by the way. Okay, hang on a second, just had to acknowledge that. But, as I was saying, the Sandy Nanners now will recycle their schedule and go back to who they played in Week 1, which, if you remember correctly, was the Malik team, who manages to 3-0 the Sandy Nanners squad here. So the Nanners will be coming into this next one next week, looking for revenge in this one, and to potentially tie themselves in second place in the standings here with a 3-0 win next week. But to do that, they'd have to still 3-0 this first week here. But looking into a 2011 Game 2, that is all than likely, as that serve will fly out of bounds. And another point is being played by the Sandy Nanners. They can never count to 21 on the under. They always count to 21 going over, as that serve will fall. Okay. I'm not sure if they're going to run that one back as well or whatnot. Regardless, 21-11 is what the scoreboard reads. That's what we'll trust. And the jump serve attempt. Holy heat. Wow, that's a serve and a half from Jack. If he could do that week in, week out, serve in, serve out, no team has a chance of returning that thing. 22-11 being the final score of Game 2 there, as Jack ends that one emphatically with the jump serve. Wow. What a game there from the Sandy Nanners. Game 2 Nanners showing up and showing out strong in that one, as Allison is back on the serve here. This one is going to land up and over the net there. Allison does well to find that short little patch of sand just over the net there. That is when she doesn't hit it under and into the net, such as that one. 1-1 being the score. I believe every single game so far in this week has started off as a 1-1, a 2-1, then a 2-2 game. Let's see if that'll continue in this one in Game 3 for the Sandy Nanners. And I'd hit that as the third serve of the game is up and underway. Good serve there. Jack does well to set things up for Gavin, and Gavin gets what might just be the easiest kill of his career in volleyball so far. 2-1. Let's see if the game track is correct. Let's see if they follow the script here. Will they make it 2-2 in this one? As Jack goes to an underhand serve, and that's going to fly out of bounds. All right, well, they are following the script. 2-2 is the score in this one early on here. I'm not sure why he'd switch up his serves after that last jump serve went so successfully, and the overhand has been working for the most part today. Not sure about that one, as Allison is going to step 2 and get there. Gavin tries to send that thing up for Collin, but it's going to fall over to the other side of the net. Max does well to dig that thing out of the sand and set Gavin up for success at the net to bring the lead back to the Sandy Nanners side of the sand here, as Gavin gets a chance to serve. He's done well with his serve so far today. Let's see if he can keep that going in this one here. A brief little discussion about the score there, as they agree that it is indeed 3-2 here. This one's going to get left alone by Allison there. She does very well to leave that one. I know I don't have the discipline to leave that thing and let it fall into the sand there, and the point will fall for the Sandy Nanners there. That thing was just barely out of bounds. Another serve here from Gavin will fall to the man in the red-orange. I'm not sure, as Max gets not as great a chance to kill that ball, but he does well with it regardless. This one's going to get sent over. Jack sets it up for Aubree. Aubree goes for Max. Max has to backtrack to get there, and still does well to get a good contact on that ball, and that time it will fly out of bounds there. Last touched by the man in the middle for the I'd hit that squad. That left side from this camera view on the sand is where the wind is going, and it's not easy to keep it away from there, as Max is going to play that serve from Gavin. And I do apologize for how the camera angle is here. You see on this side, right, like you can see the line there that in the back of the sand that says where the court is. Unfortunately, the tripod was not properly tightened on the other side for that one, as Max is going to get beat by the net on that one there. Jack tries to set him up from behind, and Max might just not have had the court awareness needed to get to that ball here. 5-4 being the score in this one. Serve is up and underway here. A low serve. Jack does well to get to there, and Max sends that thing straight out of bounds after Jack's diving effort there to tie the game back up at 5 here. Next serve underway. This one's going to go once again to Jack. Jack goes to Aubree. Aubree goes to Max. Max does well to get a hand of that one and send it over. Aubree has to dive, and that one makes it stick. Jack gets called off by Gavin there. Sent straight back up once again. Aubree does well to step to that one. Jack has to reach up over Aubree, and it will go. Allison steps up. The back row is vacant here. Aubree on the ground still, and manages to get a good touch on the ball here. Play finally settles down here in this one as Jack cuts off Aubree to get that one. Sends this thing far where there was a lot of empty sand, and the point will fall for the Sandy Nanners. A raggedy bunch of volleyball there. And yeah, you can't see the back of the court here in this one, so you can't really tell what's in or out. That's on me. My bad there, as Collin gets a serve here, and this one sends this thing up. This one's going to get touched, and no chance of a block there. And I could not tell what side of the sand that was on. It will be a Sandy Nanner point. Well hit there from Aubree. Not sure if that was the intention or not, but similar to a point that Jack had earlier on in the game. Regardless of the intention, if the point lands, the point lands. It doesn't matter to me one way or another. 7-5 as Collin gets another serve here. Max has a chance to kill that thing and does it there with pace. Every single member of I'd Hit that was left flat-footed after that attempt from Max there to kill the ball. As Collin gets another play here, sends this thing up, and Max has a block attempt there, and it's not going to fall. That one's going to get caught by Aubree. Point for the Nanners here, 9-5 now being the score in this one. It could be a double or nothing scenario here if Collin can land this serve here. It's up. It's up again. This one's going to fly over. Allison does well to step to that one. Jack runs up on the other side. Max sends it over instead. And the man in the Navy, I think, gets beat by the net on that one. And it is a double or nothing type of game here. 10-5. As Collin keeps up his run of serves here, sending this one high into the middle there. And sends that thing straight back over. They are playing tennis in this one. As it goes once again to Collin. Max is going to set this thing up for Allison to kill it. She ends up just bumping it over in a safe manner. What a hit that was. Collin, yeah, left for dead pretty much on that one, as that point will fall for I'd Hit that after they went on a little bit of a dry spell in the middle there after Collin had a nice run of serves for the Sandy Nanners here. 10-6 is the lead the score. I've been talking for a while now. I do apologize. Max is going to get a chance on that one to send it, and he will land the point. It is 11-6 in Game 3 here. The Sandy Nanners have already won the week. They are just looking to secure that bonus point for winning all 3 games. A very important bonus point in the grand scheme of things here, trying to move up to second in the standings, which they will have the chance to prove themselves as next week, as Jack has a very awkward attempt to kill that ball, and he's going to send that thing into the top of the net here to keep it a 4-point lead for the Sandy Nanners. As we are in the middle phase of this game. Watch out, Bird. Gavin's there. Okay, Bird moved. Gavin is a muscular, large fella. I'd hate to be a bird around the size of maybe a quarter of a pound in comparison to Gavin's mass on that one. As I'm not sure what the discussion there is on the sand. Hang on a sec. Some of the things I could hear and relay back to you guys in the audience. Some of the things I can't. This is one of those ones that I can't. As Aubree is going to run up on that one and swing and a miss there. As the score is 11-9. Thankfully not the other way around here in this one. As the pace of the game has certainly slowed down from the first 2 games today. But that's alright. The lead still is with the Nanners, and they still need to secure that extra bonus point here. So there is still things worth playing for in this one, as the serve is up here, sending into the middle for Collin to get to. Jack does well to recover it and send it over. Sent straight back over. Aubree this time manages to get there. Allison sets it up for Max, and Max is going to get beat at the net there to make it a 1-point game in this one. I'd hit that on a comeback trail once again here after almost being down. I believe they were down 10-5 earlier on in this one. So a 5-1 run here for I'd Hit that, I do believe. Make that a 5-2 run here, as that serve has no more comment about that serve. 12-10 being the score in this one, as that ball on the, I'm not sure if you saw that, but on the other court, that ball just got sent to, if there was more courts on the other side of this, watch the camera. Okay, don't hit the gotta be careful with that. That ball got sent way too far on the opposite side of the net there, and the point will fall for the Sandy Nanners on the court that we are actively watching here, as Max is up to serve for the Nanners. This one's going to get played. Jack has a chance to block it, and he does. It gets over him this time, though. Allison is there, and Jack is going to try to set this thing up for Gavin. It's going to go in a similar manner to a lot of his other sets so far today. This one's going to get played up. Jack has a chance to block it, gets a hand to it. Max does well to save that thing here. And Jack gets beat at the net by the same man that beat Max earlier on. He's on a bit of a hot streak there in that red/orange, I don't know what color it is, tank where I'd Hit that. As that serve once again from them will fall just short. They have had a rough time of things on the serving side in the middle phase of Game 3. Speaking of having a rough time with the serves here, Allison is back for the Nanners, and this time it will fly over there. It goes straight back to Allison, and Jack does not have a chance to play that ball. Gavin this time is the one getting beat by the man. See, on this camera, it looks very red. It looks very red on this camera. Now it looks orange. But now Max, Jack, and Gavin have all been cooked by that guy. It's Collin's turn now, maybe, as Collin is the matchup at the net with him in this one, as it is a 2-point game right now. Serve is up and underway here. This one's going to fly to Aubree. Aubree does well to get there. Aubree to Allison. Allison to Gavin. Can Gavin kill this one down? He can, but it's kept alive. He cannot quite kill it down entirely. And this time, Collin gets beat. There it is. Every single, as I was going to fly out of bounds, every single member of the Sandy Nanners that is over 6'3" has lost a duel to that man, in that demon in the red-orange tank top there. What a performance from him. Even if the points haven't been landing, he's been killing it up at the net here. Praise and credit where credit is due, as Jack is backed up to serve here. He's going to land that one there. That, I believe, is an ace, right? I don't know if it needs to be not touched by anybody or if it can be touched. And like I said, I don't know the definitions here, as 16-12 is the score entering into the back half of this game here. Jack puts that serve in the exact same spot and gets the exact same result here. Consistency is key on that one. 17-12 is now the score. I'm glad he abandoned that underhand approach and is back to the consistent overhand, as that one will fly out of bounds here. Once again, why do I even say anything? I should just stop commenting on the server's serves once they're serving, because I know when I comment on them, they're going to lose that next point. That's the name of the game. That's how it goes, as that one's going to fly out of bounds there. From the camera angle, it looked like awfully close, as Jack flashes a little bit of that skill that makes him Jacko the soccer bro that we haven't really seen much of. Actually, there hasn't been a soccer video on this channel in a while. We gotta bring that back here, everybody. All right, soccer video is coming out soon. I gotta make that happen. As Collin kills that thing, it's gonna tip off the top of the net and fall down. 19-13 is the score in this one. The Sandy Nanners have now developed a comfortable enough lead after that little bit of a run there from, I don't even remember who. I've just kind of been a passenger from game 3. Gavin's up to serve. Gavin is very consistent. He's going for a jump serve. Oh no. Oh no, Gavin. Oh no. We'll leave that one to the training grounds for now, but maybe in the future we can see a little bit more of that. Hopefully over the net though next time, Gavin. Good attempt. Good attempt. This one's going to get set up. Jack is there to Aubree. Max to end the game. Oh, okay, not quite to end the game. This one's still alive here. Kept alive once again. A great hit there. They still need 2 more points here to win the game, as Max gets another chance. Woo! Where are you going, pal? 19-15 there, as Max sends that thing flying way out of frame here. As there's a little bit of chirping going on the court right now, as there should be after that attempt from Max. 19-15 here. Serve is up and underway. Gavin's there on that one. Max is going to send this thing straight over. Well set up. Aubree at the net. Max at the net this time. Oh, off of her face. And the point will land for the Sandy Nanners. And they are calling it there. 20-15 being the final score in this one. One short of what was needed to win. But they've also scored 2 more points than is necessary in other games. So let's take a look at the stats from this one. Max leading the way with 7 kills, and Collin and Jack behind at 5 and 4 apiece. In terms of assists, Allison leading the way with 4, Aubree with 3, and Gavin surprisingly with 2. You haven't seen him on the assist charts much. Jack absolutely killing it up at the net defensively with 7 blocks. Collin and Max both with 1 apiece. And then with digs, Aubree with 2 and Max with 1. Not many digs in any league. Serve percentage, Max leading the way with 100%, Collin with 90, Aubree with 80. A nice 10 down scale there. Now in terms of receiving, Gavin was the main man with 94%, Max and Jack close behind at 89 and 87% apiece. Now in terms of season stats, Gavin still leading the way with 40 kills, Max 36 and Jack well behind with 24. In terms of assists, JJ still the top 2, Jada 18, Jack 12, Aubree making her way up into the charts there with 12. Now in terms of blocks, Jack catapults up into first place with his performance this week, 18, 15, 7 with Max and Gavin falling behind. Digs, Jack still up top with 5, and then Max with 4, and Collin with 3 behind. And in terms of serving, Collin and Jada with 97, 95, and 92. Very efficient service, and in terms of receiving, it's not as good of numbers, but Allison leading the way with 80, Max with 78, and Gavin with 76%. And that will be it for this one. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for you guys for watching, the players out on the court, and our stats team down. Just putting in the hard work to make this as easy as it possibly can be for us up in the studio for this one. That's going to be it. See you guys in the next match week. Thanks for watching.